Got it. Mute, great. That's my word live. Oh.
I shouldn't be laughing this much.
Welcome to Talk About Paint Club.
Clearly didn't want to do the intro so much that I just asked.
Oh. Thank you for joining us already in progress. My name is Rick Strohmeyer. I'm Mark Safe from Political Shenanigans, along with our co-host.
Matt Hatcher's just clearly drunk off of nothing. God. I went to click out of the other window that was behind it and open this one bigger. And I just exited out. Oh God. I did that the other day. I was talking to Big C and I was like about to turn the compressor on and I went to mute him for a second. I just hung up the phone.
Did you see his news thing?
Yes. I'm sorry. I was like, wait, what happened?
Nope. It's all right. Like
I'm an overprotective mom.
I was like, oh yeah. He shared that last night, and I was like, you should make that shareable, and I will. And he did. And I was just like, see, yeah, no, that's pretty sweet.
Oh, that's right. I saw your comment. I would if it was shareable. I was like, what am I? Look at my sassy godfather. You think if I tell people like more often that you're my godfather, I can actually like get that right? Like I could get people on that?
I don't know.
I bet you I could.
That's some weird attempt at clout.
At clout. I'm just telling people he's my godfather because I clearly am in it for the money.
Oh yeah, dude. Like that the big woodcrafting toy custom
Dynasty, yeah.
And dough that's just pouring in.
Who was it? My friend Al. I have convinced at least 20, if not more people that he's my older brother. If not, no, it has to be more. It has to be more at this point because I've just genuinely gone up to people and introduced myself as his sister. Like it started years ago when we worked in the same building together and we just hung out like a lot. And people were like, "Oh, do you guys date?" And he was like, "Ew." And then that was the only answer, like, "Ew." And I was like, "Can you not? Can you like follow it up with like, ew, no, this is like my best friend," or like, you know, no, this is like, you know, ew, she's like my sister. And so like I just cut him off before he could before he did that shit again. And like people would be like, "Oh, you know, like, do you guys date?" And I'd be like, "No, I'm his sister." And then it turned into like, "Oh my God, I see the resemblance." And I'm like, "No, you don't." Like, you lying ass. I see the resemblance. You just saying shit now. Like someone said, like I remember one time someone said like, "Oh, it's in the eyes," and I'm like, his eyes are like kind of greenish and mine are like definitely blue. And like one time when my hair was blonde, I was like, they're just gonna go off my dyed hair. Like this is ridiculous. Like, this is so great. So there was a Yankee game we went to and I introduced myself as his sister. It was not this year, last year. And the next week at pool, he like went up to someone and was like, "Oh, I met Al's sister," and like I like him and like three other people just fell on the floor laughing. And like when I saw them again, they were like, "Nicole, you got somebody." Jesse literally thought that you were my sister, and I'm like,
See,
success.
don't
So I'm
do
just
that.
going to tell people you're my godfather. And as Dylan said, if you and your godfather are really must be this close, if you guys do a podcast every week, goddamn right, me and my godfather are this close.
Well, we do take a break to make sure that all the batteries are reset. So, all right, now there we go. Okay.
As you can see, Rick is kicking ass over there doing something fun.
I ran out of time, and it's not like, oh, I have a deadline, but I kind of do. Like in the adventure, I was telling one of my buddies earlier this week, that like I'm no longer going to refer to myself as unemployed, even though because after quitting the job, I was like, I'm not unemployed. I'm now in the adventures of being self-employed, which
God.
yeah. So it's like, okay, well, now it's like every time you think about something or that involves work, it's like, well, I'm working on the clock. And like once upon a time, I heard Chris Reiniak on a podcast, and he's just talking about the exact same thing. He's like, once you become self-employed, all of a sudden, like your dollars to hour rate goes down significantly because you're always thinking about work, and you're not ever always able to cash in on that. So like your time all of a sudden becomes lessened because you're just working more. And it's just the nature of the beast that now you're responsible for so much more. And I'm like, and that hit, that hit the other day, and I'm like, yeah, well, he's right, but like, I've not found an I know there are aspects I don't care for, like doing paperwork. Um, yeah, all the extra paperwork is like, but like there hasn't been a day where I'm like, man, I don't want to go paint toys, or no, I don't want to go to the wood shop, or this or that. So it's like,
Yeah.
so yeah, so and that's the mentality to be like, all right, let's keep that going. So yeah, adventures in self-employment. So like the only weird thing is like having my mom keep constantly like asking how am I doing, and I'm like, I'm all right. like my brother ended up reaching out. He's like, oh, is painting toys that lucrative where you were able to quit? I'm like, no, it's like I needed to quit.
Is that lucrative?
So yeah, so let's see, where were we going with that? So yeah, what are you drinking tonight, Nicole?
Wendy's lemonade.
Aha.
Very specific because my ass wanted a baked potato, and I forgot that my house where I moved to is like, since it's home, like where I grew up, Wendy's was my staple. Like, oh shit, like back in the day, there was never a Wendy's near anybody. Like, there's one now in Stanford now that I've moved, but for years when I lived in Stanford, it was like, oh, if you want anything like that, like Wendy's specifically, you got to go either really far north or really far south, like just real far out the way. Like my ass ain't getting Wendy's, like, I guess, kind of thing. And I was like, oh, I want a baked potato, and their goddamn ordering app it doesn't have it on there. It's like why? And like part of me feels like it's like the milkshake or like the ice cream machine at McDonald's, where like they
Always
don't,
broken.
like they shouldn't put it on there because either they never have it or so I'm like, maybe that was the kicker, that they were like, we're just not going to put it on here because we might not have it. So I got my lemonade because I really like their lemonade, and that's the end of that.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm drinking water.
I see
Better.
that, and it's smart water.
Yeah, it makes me smarter.
I was actually told one time when I couldn't open one of them that I wasn't allowed to ever drink it again.
Like, yeah. Like, I had a rough night last night. I'm like, well, it's water. It's, I had a Red Bull at 5 o'clock and just to try and get things moving. And now I'm like, it's water for the rest of the night. We'll see how things go. Like,
Were you
I got the-
partying too hard? I said partying. Yep, partying
Maybe.
too hard. Ooh.
So like Alicia's gone. I got the dogs to watch over, and it's just like I may be up all night doing art and painting and graphic stuff, and yeah. So I'm like, well, no booze because I'm painting, but like
Are you watching the dogs or are they watching you right now?
they're sleeping.
So okay. Yep.
So like they're off in the other room. They were all pissed off that I closed the bedroom, and then I'm like,
Oh,
well, I'm
Jesus
gonna be.
Christ.
Oh, they do. They get fussy like that because it's hilarious. Because like yesterday, I closed the bedroom door so we could be all downstairs watching Doctor Strange, and yeah. So it took a while for them Puka to want to cuddle on the couch with me, and Munion's like, she was all pissy. So she was up on the landing for a while, and then she moved down to lay down behind the couch, and then she moved to lay in her chair that's adjacent to the couch. And it was just like, all right, well, acceptance is going to be the thing right now. So,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, it was hilarious because, like, then at the end of the night, we're all like chilling out in bed, and it's a king size bed. All right. And so Munin uncharacteristically decides she's going to lay on the bed while I'm trying to go to bed because she does not do that normally. She doesn't like cuddling. She doesn't like. She has her 2 caves in the bedroom that she can go hide in.
When you just said mutant, I'm like,
My chow.
no, I know, but I'm just because I know she's not a color. That's why I was like, what?
Yeah, so she's on the bed, and her ass is on one corner, the foot-in corner on Alicia's side, and I've got my little blanket fort cocoon, and then so there's like 2 space places that Puka can go to right beside me or at my feet. The other quadrants are blocked off by me and Munin. So the brilliant guy that he is, he decides he's going to jump up on the corner where Munin's butt is. And so all 50 pounds of him jumps up on her butt. And, and I'm like, and she just gives out a whoop and a roar, and that's it. And then he's just like, and I'm like, I'm laughing. And because it's uncharacteristic. She's on the bed, and he's made the dumbest mistake, a bigger mistake than trying to take Asia in Risk, and we all got away with it free. But I just kept I could not stop laughing at Munin and Puka's foolish decision, and it probably wounded Munin's pride, and he's like, oh, come lay over here. And then he's like, oh, I don't want to lay over here. And then he goes to try and traverse my blanket cocoon, and he steps like beside her, and she's already given a don't you do that. And he just like shrinks down at my feet. And then Munin finally stretches out, looks at him. After I take a picture of them doing this, she just like, fuck it, and gets up and goes and hides in her little cloaking field. And I'm like,
she's like, right. Oh, now we're taking pictures, Dad. Fuck this.
Yeah. So like, yeah, world's smartest dude right there fucking could have ended his life in a heartbeat. And I'm like, all right, great job, Munin, for being tolerant of the dummy. It's just like
Noodle, since she sleeps in my underwear. Well, now first it was my bra drawer, then it was my sock drawer. Now it's my underwear drawer. At this point, she's just dominating all of my undergarments. And when I go to take her picture or talk shit to her, like get out of my dresser or whatever, if the camera's on her, she starts to do this.
The hell? Is that
Like
you or me buzzing?
I think that might have been my phone. That's weird that I caught that, but it was like she'll just like look away. Like she'll just turn her head. I'll be like trying to do this the whole time, and she's like, and then but if I stop, she'll look at me again, and I'm like, God damn it! Like, how do you know? How do you know? She's like, no pictures. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Or as Dylan said, I think Dylan said to me about how what's it called? He said that it reminded him of Will Ferrell, or somebody said it to me. I think it was Dylan. I don't know. So, like when Will Ferrell's doing the SNL skit. Yeah, it was Dylan, where he's like whispering into his dog, going like, just talking shit to the dogs the whole time in that commercial. And like during one of the skits, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how I felt. Because I'll go up to her and I'm like, get the fuck out. This isn't your home. Also, Dylan, I did not miss the baked potato. I still got the baked potato because no, I did not get the baked potato. So my second choice was a lemonade. That would be weird, right? Like, oh, you didn't get food, so I went and got lemonade. No, when I got my baked potato, I also got lemonade. But that is, I feel like that is some shit that I would do. Where I'm just like, well, I didn't get what I want, so let me get something while I'm here. Just cave because I'm sad or something. I'm glad that you're drinking a water bottle because I make that egregious mistake of drinking a lot of my like beverages if they're not in a bottle. Like if I'm pouring something, I put it in a mug. Like I have enough cups to fucking like probably house like you, me, and like a few of my friends for a long time. I could donate half of the shit that I have, and we'll all have matching sets kind of shit. And I still drink out of a mug. Like if I just grab a mug, I don't know. And my ass has a paint cup that's like one of those like stir cups from Home Depot. It's huge, and I fill it all the way up, and whatever. And I still will and I put it on my right side. So my instinct is to dip my paintbrush where my my hand is holding the brush. Go towards your right, and my ass will still take the brush and by accident start going to the left where the mug is, because I used to paint with use my mugs, well, like older mugs, as water cups, and I'm like, my brain just can't help but to go like brush, cup, and it's like apple cider or tea, and it's like it's not even fucking clear.
Neither is your paint water.
Yes, you are correct. That's the other thing. My cats will start to no matter what, the cats will walk over to it and start smelling it to lick it, and I'm like, it's like green water. It's not even fresh. It's like, I know most cats, if they see fresh water, they're like, oh, water. But what? Right now, your water would be, I'm assuming, a shade of purple. Okay, see, that's still dirty. And you know what? Them dumbasses. Yes, I'm looking at you. One of the dumbasses is looking at me. We'll drink it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh God, I thought cats were supposed to be superior to even humans because that's what they think they are.
So I end up putting my water cup on another thing. I don't
your paint water cup or your drink water cup?
My drinking water.
Okay.
I put it somewhere else, so I have to reach for it. And then the joys of the water bottle is one, last night I could just have it wherever I went and sit on the couch and then just not have to worry about spilling it, because the end table, I don't have an end table for my side of the couch, and I wasn't going to sit on Alicia's side. Um, because yeah, and so like, funny enough, though, last night I drew up designs for what I want a new side table to look like. So I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking build one. Um, so like, I'm probably gonna build two, one to have here, and then one as a one to take with me at the next craft fair, or yeah, at the next craft fair I go to. So like, I applied for a local craft fair last night to
Oh, fun.
well, you know, it's where I'm going to make some extra money. So like, I don't know, like, we'll see if I get accepted, because the craft fair is November 4th. So
Oh, wow, that's soon.
yeah. So I'm like, well, I need to see about getting accepted. The only the crummy part was that, so you get to see the application online, and they didn't have two of the most important pieces of information for somebody who may want to be a vendor, which was how big's the booth and how much.
I was gonna say the cost, yeah.
So like, I ended up having to email the people, and they're like, oh well, you have to fill out the application process, and like, you can go to our website and get all this information. I'm like, that's where I got the contact information for you, was that website. It didn't talk about the how much, the cost and the size. I'm like, that's kind of important, because in the next 3 weeks I'm going to be building like product and a display and more product, and I'll probably I'm going to build a redo. I have some portable or two blacklight displays that I didn't bring the 5 points, because I knew I was going to have that monstrous IKEA thing in the background. And I'm not going to do that again. Got to fix up the two smaller ones. So I'm like, because I think the plan is going to be to have a lot of rustic wood crafts and stuff, and other smaller carpentry items. But like, I'm going to bring a couple of designer toys with me, stuff that I have boxes for, so I can at least broaden my horizons, or theirs. I don't know. That's going to be my big gamble. So like, yeah, I've got, and a couple of small paintings. So like, I am definitely going to pack some art to go with me, but like I've just been building a lot of small stuff to make little purchases. So yep,
Getting there. We're getting there.
Yep. Then I have to,
you know what this is reminding me of? Like, for you, as you get there, do you remember the song I'm getting closer to my home? I fucking hate that song so much. Like, I remember my dad will vouch for this. One time I was in the car and I was like 5th grade, and I was like, oh my God, just get home. Like, I was so mad at that song playing, and we were in the car. I don't even know why I was mad, but he loves to bring that up. Like, I'm just picturing you singing, like, as you're painting, like, I'm getting closer in your head. That's what I picture. Okay. It's like when I paint, I sing Dance Monkey in my head.
All right. So we had, what have you been working on, young lady? Ready to go to screen share?
Yeah. I mean, I've been making Halloweeny bullets. I sent 2 to the Booze and Buddies show. That is the Hellfire one, and that one's sold.
Oh, very good.
Thank you. It glows. Wow, why can't I remember that? Well, they both glow. That one is, I called it Jackoween, and JFO was like, I'm now gonna call people instead of like, you're a jackass or whatever. You're like, you're a jackoween. So I've started a thing. So that one it's like
I like
a
how spacey that one looks.
thank you.
And it
Yeah, I
matches
like that
that
the
leaf.
I know I did it on purpose. I
Hmm.
picked up the leaves from around me. I'm not gonna lie. Um,
And then this one.
yeah, this one was Hellfire. It has pink UV in it, but also has red
Mhm.
glitter and red pigment, so it's not like pink. And it glows like fucking bright red, and it's
Oh,
pink UV. And then the other one's like orange, but the black parts glow red.
oh, that's cool.
So I was like, I wanted it to be like different. And when I injected it, I did it like sooner than I usually would. So it would like sink towards the tips. So it would be like lit on fire tips of the other one, and then like kind of swirl throughout it. Like so you can get a little bit of like a red swirl in the orange. Like so this one is really bright in general, but then the other one, like it yeah,
Right on.
it's see-through, but then it has like if you hit it with the black or whatever, you know what I'm saying, like a black light or like because it's regular glow like pigments, not just UV. So like you
Mhm.
could hit it just with like a heavy flashlight for a while, I guess, and it pokes through the tops easier, but like in the middle, it'll like it brightens up a little bit. And then I've been making these guys,
Oh,
but it's white glow. So it's a white glow pigment. Um it like on the camera, it's funny because it looks milkier. Like if I go and get like a white blank, this is very milky looking. And it I wonder if I can make it glow like while I'm in this room. Probably not. And certain lights with it glowing, it looks green. And
hmm.
it's white, but then like certain lights, it has like a blue tint to it. Like it just depends on like, the lighting and the bulbs and like the room and everything like that. But these are like they reminded me of like a ghost kind of white. So this is to finish off like the mystery boxes that I was doing. So I can send them this week. And this one is
Where
for
are they going to go?
to my friends who bought them.
Oh, okay.
Um the and some to decon, but this one is gonna get some baseball stitches to it. Like the red stitching to it. Oh, see, look, you can kind of no, you can't see it. I can see it over here, but whatever. Um because today I did the ALS walk, and
Mhm.
I was like, oh, I kind of want to make like more things that I can I can inherently donate, like sell to donate to the charity that like kind of match up with it. So it's like I thought it was cool that it glows kind of like a ghostly white. So I'm going to paint some red stitches on this one. And I have a few others that I casted with that pigment that I'm going to do like Jack Skellington's face on, and just like cool different shit with the white pigment because I don't know, I really like that it's a white glow powder. Like what?
Right on.
I don't know, I've never used white glow powder, so I kind of wanted to do like different spooky shit with that I can take to decon also after I send out the boxes, like after that's taken care of kind of deal. And I started doing the earrings, which are interesting because they're all different colors. They're all different, like, their own thing. And I have to think of a way that I want to seal them. It's
Mhm.
like, I don't want the texture to be lost. And I know if I use like a UV resin and I gloss it over, this is a different one, like these divots, you won't be able to like feel the divots here, like for the veins and everything. And that's something that like I don't want to be lost in them. And I've also finished sketching it out, but I'm sending it to somebody to render for me. My second design,
Ooh,
which I don't
that's
want to I'll tell you later, but I don't want to tell anybody here. Sorry. It's
it's a secret to everybody.
it's a food item.
Uh, Food items
Yeah.
are great because people like food items, and they're a free copyright. So it's like, yeah, it's hard to copy.
Exactly.
It's hard to copyright food. So like people do it because, yeah.
There was a
So
I'll, there was
George
a
Gaspar,
nostalgia
that's
fact. Who said that? George?
where that's the nugget of knowledge there. They
George
asked him once on the Marchand Hour, why do people do food? And he's like, well, it's because it's you can't copyright it. So it's like everybody can make a pizza guy.
That's fair. So I haven't seen this food specifically, and I could
Yeah.
be wrong, but I haven't. And it gives me a sense of like crazy nostalgia and being at the Yankee game and playoffs the other day. That was like it was a big that was like a big punch in the face kind of deal where like because my brain wanted it really bad. Like when I was there, I was like, I really want blah 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 blah. And I'm like, why do I want that? What am I for? Like,
Corn dog.
no. You know, I had my first corn dog like only when I was like 25,
That's right.
which is strange because like Nathan's and Coney Islands are right there, but I never had one. I like them.
Oh,
But yeah, I'll show you later.
okay.
Sorry, Paint Club. I'll show you guys next month when we come back.
There you go. I need to find a dude who is decent at rendering robots. And for like a series, but it's not exactly like pressing because my idea has been floating around for years. So it's like, oh, maybe now's the time to pull the trigger on it, along with everything else. So it's like,
You
how much money should I sink into this fun idea? So
a lot.
no, but like, yeah, just like sometimes you got your buddies who are like, oh yeah, I can do that, I can do that. I'm like, oh, I'll find somebody who actually like does robots instead of just saying, yeah, I can do that, and they don't have any robots in their portfolio. So like, yeah,
I can send you some names, but I don't know
that's right. I'm
if
gonna go shopping
they've
at
done robots. I'll just send you names that I know of.
I'm gonna go shopping at Decon. So like, because that's the other part of Decon, right? Like,
Yeah.
so like, I'll take a look at your names. I have no problem doing that. But I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, of course. I'm just sending you the only people that I know, so this way that you have something in your head already.
there you
God, take the fucking help, Rick.
go. I'm going to.
I love you.
It's the hardest part. Like, taking help is hard. So,
It is. And you're a pain in the ass when it comes to it more than most people.
I am. I like my independence, but I accept the idea that I am not a 3D modeler, nor am I. Just because I got a robot idea doesn't mean I can do robots. So yeah. So all right. So let's see. What have I been doing?
There, send it to you.
Well, this dude, which is also like spoiler, it's part of my color of the month for this month. Color of the month is, of course, the boysenberry, according to Sharpie. And so, yeah, his suit is red, or his suit is that color. And imagine that I've accented it with a neon over top, but we'll see how that works after everything else gets painted too.
Wait, you did the neon already?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking sweet. Sorry, it blurred out for me and like, okay, on the tilt it looked lavender. Yeah, okay, cool. That's fucking sick.
Thank you. So yeah, it's a little muted down, and
Can
then
you show me his head?
Yeah.
Did you just do all that while we've been talking?
Yeah.
I'd like to remind everybody that Richard Strohmeyer is a show off.
Well, no, I'm just focused on fast when I'm focused. So like, Yeah. Like I got the cake pops over there that I haven't finished, which has been fun to do. That's been fun to do. Um, I don't normally paint series of stuff because almost everything I do is a one-off. I can do series and have, but like I know at least one of them doesn't look the colors aren't as vibrant. So I'm like, I know Trash Panda is going to be keeping one. I'm like, you might get the duller one. I don't know. But yeah, I'm probably gonna make a company sticker to go with that set too.
Ooh. Do
So
you make
like,
your wait, do you print your own stickers?
not normally. I can. Um, but normally I just paint. I just do a small batch through Sticker Mule, and yeah. So like my accompanying sticker will probably because like I have a series of stickers that I just need to pull the trigger and do, and then like I'll be doing sticker packs for like $5-10 there too. So um, yeah, and it's like that's probably next Friday's projects. I have like as much as I'm still feeling my way around with the adventures in self-employment. So like um, I've decided that like Fridays are going to be like my fine art day to where like doing other stuff other than toys, doing whatever paintings, drawings, or computer graphics that I need to do. So next Friday, I already have it. I have some red. I've been last night. I also started making like some type of regiment for what the days will look like because so I could have been in the makers all day today and tomorrow, um, but I'm not going to go there on the weekends because you have a lot of weekend woodworkers that show up and that's like the busiest time to be there and I don't want to be
Mm.
around. So like Monday mornings are going to be great. So like
Oh
Monday,
yeah.
so
That's perfect
around 10
timing.
o'clock, go to Home Depot, pick up some lumber, then go to this drop something else off, and then I'll spend the next um 6-7 hours there like using the laser cutter, going to the spray booth, and then wood cutting and assembling with wood. And it's like I'm just going to have this constant rotation of when I go there, there's going to be stuff to cut on the laser, there's going to be stuff to spray, there's going to be stuff to do in the wood shop, and it's just going to be like this constant rotation for a while. And Mondays will work great for me on that because Alicia works from home there, so she can have the whole day to herself and not have me
And you
interrupt her,
can leave. Yeah.
and I can leave whenever. Um, and I can go home and like go into the. I imagine going to Home Depot at 10 o'clock in the morning. There's going to be no traffic on the road or very little. And then going to the makers from there is only going to take 20 minutes. And then going home from the makers only takes 20 minutes. And I can figure out a time to go that isn't during rush hour
Wait, your
and
Home
stuff.
Depot's not packed at 10 a.m.?
I don't think so.
Oh God, mine is.
So like, and
Everybody
then
and
the
their
other,
mother's always there. Like I feel like it's just like it's not like people. I feel like at least where I live, people are they have that mindset. Like when we go somewhere, we're like, oh, it's 11 o'clock. There shouldn't be that many people. And then no matter which Home Depot it is, like we have Stanford and we have Portchester, but no matter what,
so yeah, I
that
don't,
motherfucker's packed.
this is going to be a new experience to be going there on a weekday morning. So like, I'm just like in my head, these are all the most ideal situations, and we'll see how ideal they truly can be. So like Monday is going to be woodworking in there. Tuesday's probably going to be like catch up on paperwork. I want to call it Tax Tuesday, but whatever. Just catch up on paperwork day, and then Wednesday go back to make sure I'm doing stuff in the wood shop again. I could be doing that on Tuesdays too, but like it's pretty much just like everything that I can do during a weekday that I can, then paint toys and stuff when on designated days. Like toys will probably be um, Saturdays and Sundays, and probably evening stuff. Like when I'm chilling out with the dogs and Alicia, I'll probably have a toy down there because I have long ago I set up a little workstation that when we're doing something like audiobooks or whatever, I can have something to do instead of besides just listening to stuff. And that seems to that's okay. So just pushing that a little farther along.
See,
So
you're way smarter than me. You're way
Wow.
smarter than me.
so then I finished. So I finished my resin monster from
The
it's
Chitauri! Oh, that's what you glued?
yeah, so I glued. So this was all kinds of techniques that I can share right now. So
He's
it's
just,
gorilla.
I can't even handle him. Like,
So I
these
turned out.
busts that you do are fucking insane.
Thank you. So yeah, this was yeah, you gotta see, let's see if I can turn on, show what it looks like under a black light. So the Gorilla Glue, it's the expanding stuff. So I put 5 holes in here besides on the front side that match up with the bust itself, and I drilled holes in that too because it's hollow. So I put glue on the inside of this, on the top side of that, and on the screws, and then you spray it with water so it expands. And the idea is that it's going to expand on both sides and find those holes and seal it up there. Gosh, I hope it works. So the technique is for the pre-drilling of holes to give the Gorilla Glue more purchase. And because since this is such an irregular shape, I didn't know how to clamp it. So go back to the old idea of using like straps or bungee cord. So I have a boatload of rubber bands holding it in place for right now. The Gorilla Glue is supposed to cure in another hour and then fully cure in another 20. So by
20
tomorrow,
hours or 20 minutes?
20 hours.
Okay.
So like it's supposed to be a 24-hour cure. So I'll see tomorrow how well it holds up. And since I put the D strap on the back, I need to put a little bump on so it doesn't damage a wall. But yeah, it's pretty much good to go. Yeah, let's see if I turn off the lights and see if I can get some type of.
So basically what I'm hearing is that you need to I need to make sure that there's some kind of wall thing for decon for our booth.
Why? No. I mean, if there is, there
Oh.
is. That's great. But like I'll have plans. All right. So let's see. There's me.
Well, if we have that cage, it'll work. So.
All right. So let's see. Where's the camera?
Oh my God.
So
it's so hard to do, but you could still see it.
Actually, you know what?
Can you put, okay, do me a favor, put the flashlight on the desk with the light facing up.
Oh, let's see if that works. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab one of my displays. See if I can fake it that way. But I'll talk about something else while we're doing that. All right, so in just a few minutes, Nicole and I, we were discussing doing the best albums of or top 5 album covers, and they do not have to be. They were like our humblest opinions of what a best album covers look like, and I have a set, or I have my screen captures on the old internet. But like,
oh, should I send you mine?
Nah, you can talk about them.
I'll send you mine.
I just got a little prepared, you know. So
I completely forgot that I was supposed to send that to you.
Oh,
whoops.
So let's see. Where's my thing? Oh, we're gonna do it this way. right. See, there's my blacklight display that I'm going to be bringing along. And it's bright. Wow, that's bright. All right, so let's see. There you go.
That's fucking cool.
So like, yeah, the primitive ass setup, but yeah.
That's
So
cool as hell though.
that's my display that I gotta set up for decon. It's like the lights don't stay on, the adhesive for the lights don't work as well. So I'm like, I just put my glue dot dispenser over there. So I'm like, well, if I have to revise it, and then like the displays were painted with glow in the dark paint. And I'm like, I want that toned down. So I don't want to attract attention once everything shuts down for the event. So we're gonna just be a little oriented for the safety of stuff. And then, yeah. What isn't he? Yeah.
Oh, I
we'll
love
try.
it. I love that bus so much. I'm gonna be so sad when like we're done showing this.
Why is that?
I don't know, just damn.
Like, yeah, I'll take pictures. I'll get some pictures of it in the next day or so. Like, yeah, like I was really pleased with the bus that I sent to the Strange Cat show.
Everyone is.
Well, thank you. Like I was super pleased with it. It was kind of not exactly a new method, but it's like an old method that I brought back, and I'm like, wow, that came out pretty okay. There's no blacklight on it, but it came out pretty okay. And yeah.
Okay, so there was one point in the live that he was doing where the sun was setting and like you could see it coming through the window, and he was showing your piece like at that point, and it just looked so fucking cool.
Yeah. You put enough pot in your system and the thing starts to wiggle.
Stupid.
Seriously, like
if you put enough pot in your system.
Yeah, you put enough pot in your system and the thing will start to wiggle. Like that's why I called it wiggle room. I was like, yeah, because once I put that up on the fucking shelf, and I was like, one night I'm just like looking at it, like it's fucking moving.
See, I don't believe. Okay, I believe that happened, but I don't believe that that's why you called it that, because you tend to say things to me knowing I'm like real gullible, and then I fall for it.
Nope, that one's tried and true.
So it's not a Mars Black situation.
It's not a Mars Black.
Okay.
It's not a Mars Black situation, I promise. Like,
so now I just want to smoke a lot of weed and go look at it. Thanks a lot. I'm not in Tampa.
I tried to tell Alex that, but I haven't been. I was like, okay, well, he's busy, so like he doesn't have time to shoot the shit with some little guy like me.
Some little guy like you. The neighborhood cat just walked by, so I guess it's saying hello.
There you go.
All right, I'm sending you mine. I'm very upset with myself that I didn't realize that I was supposed to be doing this today. And I have mine.
You didn't have to, but that's right.
I also didn't realize it was the last one of the month.
Oh, yeah, this month has gone by quick. November will go by quick too.
I know. You also typed in for the name of the show, last show 4.
Yeah. For October.
No, you didn't write for October. You just wrote last show 4.
Oh, okay. I thought I put October in there.
No. Okay. But that's why I love it. It just is last show 4, and I was like,
what?
Like just now when I was looking at the chat, I was like, oh shit, that's right. It's the last one for the month. But we've also done like in betweenies and like, off the cuff shit on Instagram and whatever.
Mhm.
Rick and I are trying to figure out a way to do something while we're at DCon because technically that week is not our
No, we're
off
already
week.
dead.
No,
We're
we're
already
not.
dead. But yeah, because like decon is the like
How are
I'm
we
pretty
dead next week? There's 2 weeks. There's two because the week
because we
started
have
on a
5 Saturdays
Saturday.
because we have 5 Saturdays in October.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. Me and my calendar are like, what? So we're doing the 29th?
No, we'll be back on the 4th
The 4th is a Friday.
or the 5th. Excuse me. We'll be back on the 5th.
So we have
So
2
then,
weeks
yeah, I
off?
get we get 2 weeks off.
So we have
That
2
happens.
weeks.
It's happened from time to time. So like yeah, like I know Graveyard Tales does it too, and they're like, oh well, we don't like doing 2 weeks off because we don't want to lose and viewer interest. So they will on their 4th of the 5 weeks they will run a Patreon show, which is interesting because it's like to me it feels like they devalue the Patreon because like Alicia pays so that she can support them and she gets that Patreon thing, but then like there's like 4 or 5 months a year where like it's that Patreon has no value whatsoever because everybody gets to have it. So yeah. What are you doing now?
I
Oh
sent
my
you the
god.
two.
Oh yeah.
Ignore my weight. Ignore my weight. I thought I sent you the same thing twice. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, that's funny. I would have suspected somebody else instead of this one. But that's right. We'll
That's
talk.
just one. That's just
That's
one.
just one. Okay.
I'm sending you the rest. I'm trying to click
Trying to do this
the
while
best
talking.
version of it, the best like
Oh.
because they're tiny. Like some of these are like they come up tiny.
All right.
The fuck is this? Okay, do you want to do your first one?
Sure, I'll do my first one. Let's see.
Because then I'll do
Okay.
that one as my first one.
Okay. All right. So I just downloaded it, but let's see where we're putting it. All right. Oh. All right. Let's see. Copy. All right. I'm going to do my least first because, yeah. So I'm going to go here. I just screen captured, but yeah. So where are we going? Okay. So top 5 album covers, blah, blah, blah. I set my own inner parameters just because. But here's my first one, which would be Led Zeppelin's Physical Graffiti. I don't remember. So I don't remember who did the
Oh, I love that.
album art. And I screen captured from Wikipedia just so I could also have like artist, album, etc. And I just like the way that they use like this very neutral tone of the building, and then let's see if I can zoom in onto that. Nope. Oh yeah, you can't. So I like the neutral tone of the building, and I like that the album is just randomly spelled out in the windows in red.
That's so cool.
And I like that the band name is just super nondescript in the facade of the building itself.
Oh my god, I don't think I've ever actually seen this album cover.
So and it's
punch me in the face.
It's a really good album. Like it's really good. So yeah, there's my first one, which would be number 5, or so the bottom of it. So let's see. Let's go to Choletta's and see what she's got.
Okay, so it's a dual. This is the one that I questioned last week as a dual one. It's one, in my opinion.
Okay.
It's one because it's a combo album and it's the same art. Like I was telling you, it's the same exact art, just done in 2 different styles, and they were back-to-back albums purposely done like that.
Okay.
So A Day at the Races by Queen, and then A Night at the Opera.
Oh, very cool. You know who designed the Queen logo?
Who?
Freddie Mercury.
Ah, I didn't know that. Look at that.
Mhm.
This has always been like, those have been my favorite albums for so long.
Makes
Like
me
in
think
my,
of like, God, it makes me think of a Bosch painting, just because the
oh
little fairy
yeah.
folk hanging around.
Like
Great album.
I've always seen this as like a cool like homage to a band's crest.
Oh yeah.
You know, like very regal, but also like a fuck you to the monarchy in its own way. Because like to me, that's what it looks like. And you know, could be an homage to the monarchy, but it looks like a nice little like we're our own little regality.
That's funny. I would have expected you to be doing. Yeah. All right. That's cool. I'm glad I
What
didn't guess. All right. So numeral 2,
sending you
my
my other one.
list. Whoops. Let's get out of this. Everybody gets to see my crappy thing. All right. Number 2, it's going to be Lizzo's. Like I am not a fan of Lizzo whatsoever. But I
I
have
could
an
rap so
appreciate
much of that.
what?
I could rap so much of that.
But like it may first it may like it makes me think of one of Notorious Big's albums where it's just like
The baby on the floor.
similar baby on a white background, clothes though. So
Yes.
so this takes the bigger risk, and I like the simplicity of it. And I really like Lizzo's body positive
She's the fucking
mentality.
best.
So I always thought I was pretty body positive until I started paying attention to how she behaves or her mentality on it. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool.
She when she did her twerking on or she I'm sorry, when she had the glass flute. Whose glass flute was that? Thomas Edison's? She fucking was playing someone's flute at
James Madison's crystal
yeah,
flute.
and she started twerking and I was like, what a way to be like, fuck you for owning slaves.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, that's that was my number 2. Like just yeah, like, and again, doesn't have like the band. Like this was, I guess this was my own criteria of not having just like the band name as like one like photoshopped uh element, like being able to do something without just their band name, like all the group name all over the place. Like
slapped on.
because like seriously, Master of the Puppets was going to be my number 5 because like in high school I saw that all over the place.
It took me
And
a lot to not pick that.
and then like the consideration of doing a Nine Inch Nails album was there, and like because they do such a nice job on stuff. There's just so much that it's funny. Thank you, Dylan. Movie posters. That's a great idea. That'll go in my notes for later.
Oh, don't be a piece of shit, Dylan, because he knows that it's good. That's harder for me. Oh God.
But yeah, so that movie posters is funny as we move on. What else you got from Choletta? Oh, very good. All right, so we'll do that one and then we'll download that, and then
I have my other 2 for you.
Yep, I have 2 more for you.
Sending them along.
Okay, let's see. Like, copy, and then we'll paste it over here. Okay, paste. Excellent. All right. So now we'll go to here and have her talk about this one. All right, this. Oh, those guys. Of course.
I mean, I saw them live before Glenn Frey died.
Okay.
One of the coolest concerts I've ever been to, and it was also really interesting to be like the 20-something-year-old, like looking around to be like, is it okay to smoke weed yet? And then like I'm looking for permission, and I'm like, oh, I don't need permission. There's like 50-year-olds around me, like 60-year-olds around me, lighting up already at MSG. I'm like, shit, okay, hold on. Y'all are way ahead of me. The fucking old ass hippies were way ahead of me. But Hotel California is very special to me. So this one, I don't know if it's really an album cover like love thing, or if it's more album love and song love. My dear John, my little Von dad, before he died in 2019, him and I would text each other HC at, and then whatever time it was, because for some reason we'd always hear that song like when we were together, like in the house, like back in the day. And like when I used to like live there and shit back then, and like we'd be up like, with my back pain and his back pain, and we'd be up all night like just listening to albums and shit. So this was like our song. So we text each other every single time, like, oh, HC at 10:25 p.m. and then where am I in my living room, whatever. Oh, I loved it. So when he passed away, I kept it up by doing it with his wife. So like that never, that hasn't stopped. Like the tradition has not stopped. She doesn't obviously hear it as much as he would, because he played the radio and like all that shit all the time, but like I'll hear it on rotation on my randomize, or I'll hear it like in the car on like a classic rock station, or like if I go to get coffee, sometimes they'll have like classic rock on, and I'm like, HC blah 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 blah, and like I think one of the coolest moments with it was Big C and I were driving back from decon last year, and the sun was setting, and that song started playing like on his shuffle, and I was and it was a California sunset. It was just so perfect, and I was like, and it just always reminded me, even though like this was not the view I saw, but it had palm trees and had all that. And for like, I mean, the album cover already was like one of my favorite things because of like the sentimental part of it. But that moment just made it go like solidify that shit,
Yeah.
So I also liked, I don't know if this is actually Mission Hill, but like if you like see the Santa Barbara, not Mission Hill. Oh, look at me talking about Boston. The Mission area in Monterey Park near like LA, it looks just like this. And in Pasadena, and like near the actual Hotel California up in Santa Barbara, like it's so pretty. So like to see something that's like in the album but then in real life was so fucking cool. That's that one.
All right, so then we're gonna go stop share. I can get to the next one. Where is it? Then we're gonna go to, hey, there we go. This is actually funny because it scoots along with that. All right, so here we got, I can do the screen share properly. Roy Orbison's Memphis.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's funny that Jillian had suggested we do movie posters, because this is done by Drew Struzan, who was famous. So yes, I wanted to include a piece. So Drew Struzan, before he was doing movie posters, was doing album covers and stuff, and I was determined I was going to find one of the Drew Struzan for this project, and I did not want to do like the Harry Potter or Star Wars ones because it's like, yeah, you just slap the painting you did for the movie poster on the album and just rebrand it or retitle it with or redo the typefacing. Like, that's dumb. Let's find something that he had done before he was doing movie posters. And I really dig this one. The album's amazing too, and it's just like
I'm downloading it right now.
this is just like on the cake. Like, funny enough, we were watching this like History Lost and Found for movie props on Disney Channel, and this guy, and they were talking about it was for the Muppets, and they were talking about like the first Muppet movie, and the producer or director for that was like, all right, well, I need a movie poster. And so somebody said, well, okay, find your favorite movie posters and see which ones you like, and we'll get one of those painters to do it. So this guy listed out like 5-6 movie posters that he really liked, and they were all like, well, that's really easy, it's all the same dude. And so after Drew Struzan did the Muppet movie, it was pretty much decided that he's going to do all the Muppet stuff from there then on, because
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
He just did such a fantastic job with the first one. And like, I mean, he had worked with Star Wars until he decided to retire. And like did all the Harry Potter movies, and he did Harry Potter movies, and
rest in peace,
Indiana
Hagrid.
Jones. Yeah, rest in peace, Hagrid, our very good friend Hagrid. So yeah, just fantastic. And again, it's like, all right, we get to see that it's Roy Orbison. It's just not that like imposing of a concept, and I fucking dig that so much.
Yeah, Dylan really loves movies, so this is going to be very exciting for him when we do that segment. So maybe we should do more than 5.
Yeah, we'll do 5, and Dylan can participate on Paint Club and give out his own 5.
Yay, Dylan!
Before we get to our last 2, I will chime in with the people who participated on Paint Club so that we can reward people's participation. So that should be cool. Let's see. So you did that. We did this. All right. So let's go to screen share.
Did I send you too many?
Nope. There you go.
Yeah, because okay. I didn't send you too many because I counted the first one as 1. Okay.
Right.
So I don't even know what to say about this. Like the album itself. Have you ever heard this album?
Not all of it.
Okay. Anyways, this album helped a lot. This album and Eminem's Recovery album helped me a lot getting like keeping my ass sober.
Okay.
And the picture of I guess the image of this person, because I don't know if it's male or female. So this person getting taken up by just a ray of like prismatic light. I don't know. It's very soulful. It's very like oh God, what is it? It's very like peaceful.
Uplifting?
Yeah, and uplifting. It reminds me of like, like an aura and like chakras and like just being like a full whole like assembled mentally and spiritually like human being, just kind of ascending type shit, like ascending into like a better, like not like life, like, oh, you're dying and going to heaven type shit, but like you're ascending into like a better view of yourself or a better human, like the next like part of like your existence type thing.
That's cool.
And the fact that the album's name is Evolve, and they have it like spelled like with the backwards E in the beginning, it makes me think of the word love, like how they have it written out.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Because if you flip evolve around, it's just
there you go.
Evolve. It's E-love.
That's clever.
That's my next one.
I wonder if they designed it that way.
I don't
All
know,
right,
but I've
let's
always
see.
wanted to see them live. And whenever like I have friends that go see them live, I'm like, you bitches.
Oh, that happened. All right, let's see. We're going to copy that. Go over here. Escape. Paste. All right, so then let's see. We got Roy Orbison. Got 1, 2, 3. All right, so then we each get one more. No, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Two more.
Okay. Yep.
That's why I asked. I was like, did I just send you too many? Because you said one before, and I was like,
Nope. Oh, I didn't do. Okay, so I didn't include that one. Copy. All right, so that's my problem. All right. We'll put that here. Yeah, as we go along. All right. So my excuse me. Screen share. There. Okay. So here we go. We have the bottom half by the group Humphreys McGee. And let's see.
oh my God.
So
you,
this
you
is
fucking have Humphreys McGee on here. Jesus Christ. That's so cool. Okay.
So because of the artist itself. So this is Strom Thorgerson, who famously did almost all of Pink Floyd's albums. And I didn't include any of Pink Floyd's albums because I went to what my favorite of Strom Thorgerson's is, and it's the Onion Ladies. Like, I absolutely love this metamorphosis,
that's cool.
or this hybrid of them being ladies in corsets, always a good thing, and juxtaposing them with onions. That's that's my cup of tea right there. And again, look at that. You've got
booty onions.
You've got booty onions. You've got food being used for the benefit of art, and it screams my love of stuff. I'll probably go listen to this album again later tonight. But yeah, so like all of Strom Thorgerson stuff, and I think this is one of his better pieces. Not his best,
Booty rice.
But yeah, booty onions.
Booty onions. I said booty
Booty
rice. Why am I thinking of rice? I'm thinking of pork fried rice right now.
All right, let's see. I'm going to set up this. We can do that. We'll do that. And you already sent it to
Booty
me.
onions. Now that's all I'm going to say in my head is booty onions.
All right, and then what do we got here, Choletta?
Okay, so this is KOD by J. Cole. I don't know. I just fucking like the art of it. I don't really know how else to. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I liked the kind of like it reminds me a lot of Coney, King of New York with Biggie and The Crown, but also in his own way, and having just like the different kids and like I don't know. It's the album itself is fucking awesome. 1985 is like one of the coolest songs in my opinion, and like the whole.
Oh, I love the skulls hidden in there too. That's cool.
Yeah, on the top and in the back of like this, like in like one of the kids is smoking, the other one's snorting something. Like I don't know. It just made me think about like how if you could listen to the album, it makes sense. Like the beginning of 1985, the song it starts with him saying like 1985 I arrived 30 or I think was it 35 years. Oh yeah, 35 years. Man, I'm grateful I survived. And then it talks about like all this shit that like could have happened, does happen. And it just is like, it's deep. He's deep.
Oh.
This is Jake. He gets this for me for this album. Always has, always will.
Very cool. All right, let's see. I just mixed up a massive amount of paint. Let's see.
Oh yay.
All right, so before we go into our what I perceive as our number ones. We're just gonna grab. We're gonna do an audio because nobody include. We're gonna do an audio of what people thought were their best five, and I'm gonna grab that off the old Facebook. So let's see. Where'd it go? Album covers. All right. So, good old Fat Josh Schneider just said Beatles White Album takes 1 for 5. So, like, I'm actually surprised you didn't do a Beatles one.
Okay, I was going to do Sergeant Pepper's, but I was like, I feel like that might be just like too obvious for me.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm impressed.
I went with ones that I didn't know if everyone. I know like the first or the. I know like. Yeah, I know Eagles. Like everyone knows Eagles, but I didn't know if everyone would know like the album covers for Queen. Or like I don't know. I went with shit that meant something to me. I'm sorry.
No, that's why we're doing this. Seriously. All right. So then Jake gave out so Jake was like any Gwar album, all right? So he loves his Gwar. See self-titled the self-titled Rage Against the Machine. Lateralist Tool, Ugly Kid Joe, and any No Effects. As an honorable mention from me, I very much wanted to do one of the Beastie Boys album with the tail fin of the plane, and I was just like, that would have been one of my several honorable mentions, and of course Metallica's Master of Puppets would have been in there, and so would have Nine Inch Nails.
That was the thing. That was the problem, Richard. And this is when I get very close to my microphone to make this sound very awkward.
No,
I had too many things that I loved because I had Metallica, I had different things from the Beatles, I had Earth, Wind, and Fire in there. I was like, there are too many of these.
Right. And that's also why I went with the Humphreys instead of Pink Floyd. I was like, all right, let's see like what else the dude has done. You know what I mean? So it was like, yeah. But hey, it's yeah. So we'll go to so it's just like it's hard to sort it out, right? So like
it's like picking your favorite child, and I don't like doing that. So.
Okay, so this isn't.
It's always Pebbles.
My number one, but man, when I bought this album like 12 years ago, I was blown away by it. So this is Mika, Life in Cartoon Motion. And
what? I did not expect this.
So what a great album.
Grace Kelly was the shit back in high school for me. Oh, sorry. My cat just got real disturbed by me getting really excited by that.
Because like, love this album. He's got a lot of great songs on it. He's got Big Girls, You Are Beautiful on it. It's such a good song. Especially since it was like written for a nightclub originally, and then just it ended up getting some commercial success. And the Grace Kelly song is amazing. And then I was just watching some TikTok on YouTube, people reviewing the TikTok challenge of people singing the chorus, and in this one compilation, there's Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell doing it together, which is fucking hilarious. So yeah, I very much like had to include it, and like it makes me think of a Takashi Murakami, but
yeah.
Not. So like,
especially in that back left corner.
So like, because like the discussion of the Kanye West album and stuff, I was like, there's got to be something out there that's comparable, but not done by like one of the most famous living artists. And honestly, I don't know who did this one. This is I'm going to just call it poorly
Dylan, this is
researched.
your job. Find this out. Thanks.
This was just poorly researched on my part, but like really enjoyable at the same time. Like, yeah, this album's amazing. And like, and it's probably one of the most contemporary artists I listen to, which is kind of weird because I used to think I just listened to the old shit, and then all of a sudden, like all these other people like came into the foreground. And like, wow, that's cool too. So, yeah, it's that's mine. We'll go hit escape, and then we'll get to yours. Where is it? Oh, it's not here.
I guess this is number one. I didn't
Yep.
do an order, but
Well, you don't have to do it in order. It's like, but like really, I shouldn't have put that as my number one, but it ended up being there, and I'm not complaining. I'll just make it a couple side notes, not complaining. All right, let's see. We'll do this, and we'll do this, and we'll.
I think we will.
Hiya! Here we go.
I think we would need like a month for me to have to do this in order. I would need a full month, and that's after picking them. So 2 months. Okay. If you don't know fucking Lucas Graham, I'm sorry. That's all I can tell you. I'm sorry. My dad's not watching this, but you know, if he is, which he's not. But
he's dad.
Yeah, if you are dad, he is the reason I know who Lucas Graham is, and he loves taking motherfucking credit for giving me a lot of my taste in the older shit and even a lot of the newer stuff. Like I did not know this song. I didn't know like Alessia Cara, who she was until he put me on to her like when she first came out, and I'm like come on, my dad. I mean, like for the love of God, he's 65 years old. Anyways, so this is the Blue album. So he had the first one. They're all called Lucas Graham.
Okay.
And I love that his albums are Lucas Graham, Blue album, Purple album. So that background art, the painting that the kids paint, the kid is painting the painting. There you go.
Okay.
And that painting in the Purple album is purple. You get what I'm saying. And the first one is black and white.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. But the song, the first single on this album is called 7 Years, and it is a story of him saying like, you know, when I was 7 years old, my mom used to say, go get some friends. When I was 11 years old, my dad would tell me, when you grow up, get your wife or you're going to be lonely. When I was 18, people told me this. When I was 21, and then at one point he's like, soon I'll be 30, because he's like 27 when he wrote this or something. And he's like, soon I'll be 30. You know, like my wife, is she going to give me kids? Like all, like it's just this whole like process in his brain of like, is this going to happen? Am I going to do this? Like these people told me to do this. And then at one point he's like, you know, my dad got 61 years. Like, will I get that many? I hope my kids visit me. You know, like, will the world be cold or will I have kids around me like to love me and all this shit? And it's just like a little homage of like a memoir. And it's so fucking powerful for just a simple pop song. And he had another track on that album that's called Don't Worry About Me. And it's not the same like slow speed that gets powerful, like with the music, like how the music gets like louder and louder, more like symphony, like more of like a symphony feeling. It's more of like it sounds like happy. It's like da na 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 na, and you're like, oh, this is a happy song. But he's sitting there with it, like talking about how him and his friend are like meeting up, and he's like asking his friend like, hey, how you doing? And his friend tries to like deter that question, going, no, how are you feeling? He's like, hey, don't worry about me, I'm good. How are you? Like, what's wrong with you? What's going on? So it's a deep ass song with such a happy, like catchy vibe to it. And if you don't listen to the lyrics, you wouldn't really like know that.
Oh yeah.
It's like that song, you know, all the other kids with the pumped up kicks, you better run, better run. It's about fucking shooting children, for Christ's sakes. And people are always like, and you're like, if you pause to stop and listen to the lyrics, it's deep as shit, you know, it's pretty dark. And that like that album cover, especially because of that first song, I was like, that is him at fucking 7 years old painting his his masterpiece, which is his music. And that song is him saying like, you know, now I know I'm on tour and I do concerts and like I had to leave friends behind because they're still doing parties and shit, and I'm getting too old for that, and like I got a life now with, you know, like my family, the kids, and like it's just it's kind of like cool just to see him putting out there a picture of what he thinks is like, or the imagery to me is him being that 7-year-old kid painting the rest of his fucking memoir that we're listening to in that first song on that track. And it might not be my like number one, I don't know, but that fucking song itself will get you goosebumpies. I'm telling you, fucking goosebumps. Okay. And like now it hits me in a different place because I've lost my mom, and I feel like maybe it'll hit you in a different place because you lost your dad. Because like that song came out years before that happened, and I'm like, damn. Like my mom got XYZ years. Like when I get to, because I like he even says like when I get to that point, will I have this? Will I have that? And I'm like, fuck. like he even says like soon I'll be like when he gets to like the latter parts of the year, she's like soon I'll be 61, you know, soon I'll be this, and I'm like, because it starts with once I was this old and then it ends with soon I'll be, and I'm like, damn, that's deep. And I forgot where he's from, because my dad I'm telling you, my dad comes out with the craziest shit. He's from Copenhagen. He's Danish. He's Danish. And
yeah, go ahead.
That's it. Just fuck you know what, Bob Harris, I hope you're watching this. Thank you very much for this. Now I'm gonna listen to this fucking album one more time.
No, when we saw the Lumineers a few weeks ago, fucking he explained like one of their songs was all about like when they crashed their car, and he's explaining before they played the song, like the car flips over and like they're watching it tumble around, and he's just like, okay,
wow,
watching this do it. And then he's like, then they're standing by the side of the road, and he's just like, everything's gonna be all right. Like we lived, and people came to help him out like almost immediately. And he's just like, yep, we're gonna be okay. And so he wrote that song based on that experience, that like, yeah. And there's even a line in it about driving down the highway and all of a sudden the car is upside down 3 times. And it's just like, whoa, all right.
Apparently I'm stupid. Lukas Graham is not his name. I mean, that's the band apparently, and his name is Lukas Forshammer.
Okay,
if I'm saying that right.
Cool.
Well, I thought his name was Lukas Graham, because why would you have a band that has your first name and not your last name?
Maybe a little careless, but not stupid.
Hey, look, it's the same amount of non-research that you did with your fucking album cover, buddy.
That is true. But like
the same little piece of info not there.
Oh, that is true. No, like I was talking about the joys of Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, and like it was last week, and Alicia's like, you were calling him Ratcliffe. I'm like, yeah, just like Harry Potter. Like that's his name, right? And she's like, no, it's Rateliff. Like, oh well, okay. And but like all of his solo albums are terrible. But once he gets with the group, man, they shine. So like, yeah.
That's so funny that you said that, because the other day, what was it, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday the Yankees played in the middle of the day because of the rain out the other day, and Bob Costas, who hasn't done playoff baseball in a while. Anyways, you don't know who that is, and you don't know anything what I'm talking about. But he
No, I love Bob Costas on the Daily Show. He's awesome. He does that bit with the stock market. Fucking awesome.
he knows that I'm silent and just shaking my head. That's why he's not saying shit. He just knows I'm shaking. He doesn't have to even look. He just knows I'm shaking my head at him. So Bob Costas, the pitcher for the Guardians. I almost called them their former name, which is not okay. The Guardians pitcher's
Cleveland?
name, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go, Cleveland. They, except the Braves still get to keep their whatever. Anyways, his name is Shane Bieber, and he called him Justin. He called him Justin Bieber, like without even like it just came right out of his mouth with like no try, nothing, just boop, Justin Bieber. And he finished his sentence, his thought, and then he goes, I just called Shane Bieber Justin Bieber. He even acknowledged it, corrected himself. And then they like were like, do you even know any Justin Bieber songs? So he starts like to list stuff, and they're like, did you have to look it up? And like they made it into like this whole thing, which was great. But it just rolled off his tongue like this. If you ever saw Bob Costas, it's fucking hilarious. If you knew who he was, it's even funnier because he's this older guy that you're just like, what? And he's just sitting there announcing the game like, and Justin Bieber here with a 4.0 ERA, and then you're like, did he just say Justin Bieber?
And a Grammy.
Like when he did that, I was like, was
first
that on
Grammy
purpose?
winner with a 4.4 ERA.
Right? I don't know what his ERA is, but like it just made me think like the way he does everything so fluid, and like I feel like with him it's just easy to love him and tease him at the same time, because like it was ESPN that was showing it, I think so. It was during Judge's like race to his 61st home run and 62nd.
Oh sure.
And they were talking about how every time he came on with them for baseball, that he would be on his phone because he couldn't get like this set up to work, like the computer and all that, and his phone would be at like 20% battery, so he wouldn't be on he'd be like, hey guys, I have to be quick because I have no battery. And every single time they would try to get him to come on with his takes, it would be the same thing with him like this with his phone, and then being like, oh Bob, it's great to have you, and him be like, by the way, my phone's gonna die.
Funny. Yeah, no, like when I first moved up here 16 years ago, some point after moving up here, one of the twins, Justin Morneau, won the Grand Slam competition during the All-Star week, and while being interviewed,
Grand Slam competition,
yeah, hell of a hitter. And
this is the Grand Slam competition.
You get your biggest guys out to see who can hit the most home runs in or is it the home run derby?
Home run
derby.
Yeah, so they're just, you got it.
So they're just he won, and the guy interviewing him kept calling him Jason the whole time. So Jason and Jason instead of Justin Morneau, and yeah, he just took it in stride. He's like, yep. First, like he's there to have a good time, and I guess this dumbass couldn't remember his name, even though he made
dumbass
history for the night, and he just took it, just was classy about it, just kept it classy.
My friend
Uh,
Justin actually says that so many people do that to him and it fucking drives him crazy. And I'm like, you know what's funny? I want to name my son Jason if I ever have one because that was my grandpa's name, and that's gonna go piss off all my friends. I kept getting called the wrong thing. They're all Justin, Jason.
oh,
Did you
speaking of
ever get?
Jason,
Did he? I was about
Jake,
to say Jason's in the chat. I want to know if he ever got called Justin.
well, he asked what the piece is, and I'm gonna just show it one more time. It's
Do it.
the free one of the Freeney X-rays of Superman. I'm painting it like Bizarro. So y'all pretty much like all week, all event or all showtime except for the purple. You guys have been watching me paint it live.
Did you do that red too while we've been on this?
Yeah.
Richard Strohmeyer's a show off.
What? Dude, this is me.
This is me.
I'm not a show off. This is me.
Are you gonna do like torn holes in his shit too?
Nope. There will be a lot of weathering though, but like everything's being based tonight so that I can go in and put layers of grime and stuff to make them look yucky. So yeah.
And that's
guts
coming
will
to
be-
decon.
Yeah, dude, it's coming to decon with me. That's yeah. Like I listed Man Thing the other night up on my store just because like I could use the dough. But if it doesn't sell, it's going to decon with me. I still have the box for it, so I'm like, well, that'll get packed up too. Then we'll just go. So, and this is also one of the other. This is an extension of last week's technique of the week because, we were talking about. I'm sharing the idea of using tape on a block to be able to hold something. And this is I super glued the feet onto this stick, so it should be it could have been about 4 inches smaller, and I'd have way more a little more ease of control. But like the super glue, you guys have been watching me hold it upside down, left, right, and center.
I was gonna ask you, but I was like, it's probably some
So,
tip he's not gonna fucking tell us.
No, dude, it's pretty much the same. Like
it's glue, bitch.
Yep, it's super glue on it. I will. It should rip off well enough, and I'll sand. Like the inside of the cape will be painted after I take it off, and the inside of the cape will just be black. So yeah, it's just that's it. Like super glue and hope.
I know.
So yeah, like anything to make it easier to paint. And
That's
you can
so
see
smart.
like because I have a paint handle that I can hold it upside down and backwards and forwards. It does help with the speed of doing things. So then I don't have to worry about getting my fingers on it, or so I don't have to worry about if I have paint on my hands, whether or not I put fingerprints somewhere, or if it's wet, I don't have to worry about.
I was
putting my
about to say
hands
that's
in
why
wet
you're so
paint.
smart, because my ass will be like this.
Well, it's not to say like, so the cake pops, I have sticks in them, but like I finish the top part, and then do I hold them by the sticks to do the bottom? No, I'm holding them by the frosting that's been done. And I'm like, don't fucking get anything on it. Doesn't it's just like be good.
I actually asked I asked him the other day, I was like, question, because I didn't ask this. I was like, do they all need to be uniform? And he was like, yes. And I'm like, thank you. Like, because I did one of them and I was like, before I move on to number 2.
Right. Well,
I had another idea in my head in case it didn't have to be.
Right.
But I'm glad that they are.
Right. It does make
because
it makes
like shit, having a dozen cake pop ideas in my head. I was like, this is hard. Okay. Like my brain was like, should I dive into my repertoire of cupcakes that I used to make when I was like baking all the time? Do I have a dozen different? I do. How would I decorate it like that? And then he said, yes, all uniform. I'm like, praise you. We're just gonna we're gonna pray to Saint him.
Right. Oh, and then and then I don't want to give it away, but there's somebody's cake pop looks fucking amazing. I mean, like they all look great, but like one stands out because it doesn't look like frosting, and I'm just like, oh, that's super dope. And I just want to be like shout out to the person and not be like, oh, but maybe I'll just save it for next time. I'll save it for next time. But yeah, so like the cake pops, those look awesome. You know, Fett bailed me out to get me my prints in a very timely fashion, and I appreciate that. And yeah, so like I'll show you a secret of put that guy down. A secret for batch painting it, and
Yeah, tell me.
go from there.
I like secrets.
All right. All right, let's see.
Tell me your secrets.
So I believe I will finish tomorrow with these, which is kind of nice. So let's see. All right, so my cake pops, here we are. Oh, as I drop everything. All right, so here are my cake pops in my little box ready to be held. And so here's the thing. Like this is my, let's go over here. This is my wet palette. It's ready to be retired. Because like I have mixed paint.
Maybe.
No, but so like
no, I know it is. But...
I mixed paints 2 weeks ago. All right. So the stuff over here is separated and dried up. The all my blues have separated and dried up except for the one I was just using today. So like once you put stuff on the wet palette, it keeps them from drying out, but eventually they will separate. So you do have to stir them on the palette. 2 weeks is about as long as I should leave stuff out here. And like the browns, they've been utilized for like the past 3 days, and so like this level of brown is it's cooler than this one, but this is the one I've been using on my cake pops. So like
okay.
I mixed a gradation from like the darkest to lightest, and I've been using that to dry brush my stuff. But it's enough paint to where like here we go. Here's the example. So
oh god, I want it. Sorry.
Good.
Should I fuck somebody out of a full set?
The red was all painted with the airbrush. It's a lot of colors on there just to get this. It's over engineered in my opinion now. But then like so the bottoms, you know, I started them with a base of black, and then so I mixed up that gradation of or that value scale of brown. So it's like you start with brown. I painted the brown on one, but I painted all of them with that same brown at the same time. So it's like, boom, everything gets painted at the same time. And then because I wanted that gradation coming down or value scale going down, like about 1/8 of an inch down, grab the next value of brown and then just paint that down on one, put it up and do it on all of them at the same time. And then just I keep ratcheting like how much lower the lighter value goes, and it's just like all at the same time. Boom, 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 boom. And the nice thing is because they're very round and they're on a stick, I could pretty much just like hold it in place and then just spin it around like I was turning wood. And then once I got down to the bottom, then I started dry brushing it up, and then I started inking it down, and I'm like playing with glazes and dry brushing to make them work. I just want a really bony color on these.
Yeah.
So it's just a little more work there. Spots on the top, paint in the eyes like cabochons. Probably spray them with a neon blue because these are red as fuck. They come out pretty red on the under the old black light. But like there's a metallic blue underneath for the darker recesses, and then there's a metallic red on top, and then I had hit it with a little white to make the red, the neon red come out, and it all just like it's got a richness to it that I appreciate. And so like right here, you can see like this is where I have the greatest like separation between values, but that's because like I'm in mid wash phase.
Yeah.
So
Like you're
tomorrow,
not
like they'll
done,
get,
so
so they'll get, yeah, this is kind of like the shitty stage, even though they're, I
that's
think
why
they're,
you hate works in progress. Yes, I
right.
know.
It's why I hate works in progress. So yeah, I'm just at the outside edge of the shitty stage. So um, getting those to completion tomorrow will be like cool. There's a chunk of decon taken care of. There's something to cross off my list, etc. But yeah, so
I feel
pretty all right.
I feel like with works in progress, like especially with that, when it's at this stage, it's like, who wants to? I mean, I know people do it and they don't mind it, but like, who wants to show off something that looks like they spit paint on it and it's like, ta-da! It's
Yeah,
like you're
but you know,
clearly nowhere's near the finishing piece of it, but it looks shitty and
people want
messy
this.
and whatever, and you're like, I don't want to even look at this. Why do you?
People want to show off what they're done, and that's fine. You know, it's different strokes for different folks. But like, I don't.
Yeah, yeah, y'all get.
Whoa, what'd you say? That was exciting. Did we lose you on the audio?
Did you?
No, yeah, you like
Oh,
faded
weird.
out like some like Atari game,
Oh,
like
maybe
an
it's because
Atari
I
game.
tilt. Maybe because I tilt out. Yeah, I guess
That's
it's good.
that, dude. Whatever you're doing, stop.
Okay, I'm stopping. I stopped.
Like,
It's well, it's good to know with tilting this one. Maybe I have to change like the settings on it.
mhm.
But yeah, like my works in progress. You only get a picture of it if I like how it looks in that stage.
Right. I mean, like I might take a bit
Sorry,
if
if
I
it
like
looks like poop, you ain't getting it.
once I spray everything, I might take one, and then it's just like, oh yeah, yeah, and then like, ooh, where's that? Like, where's that red one? Like, this is that red one. Um, so yeah. Other than that, you know, that's okay. All right. Yeah.
Should I do how you do? All right, Nicholetta. All right,
Okay.
Ricoletta.
Wow, I'm not Italian.
That's fair.
All right.
I would
So,
I would also just like to say fuck the Cleveland Guardians, even though they won tonight, because fuck them.
aw, come on, dude. Like, it's not like they have like the highest budget in the world, right? Like,
We have technically the second highest, I think now, because Stephen Cohen over there with the Mets.
mhm.
That man, a rich ass motherfucker who lives in my town.
That's what Seth Meyers said the other night about like the Mets
You should
having
see
like
his house. He
why is
has.
that?
I've been in it, and it is insane.
Oh yeah.
That's a different story for a different night.
All right. Well, okay. Well, let's see, where are we? We're at 10:12. All right. We've been doing this for well over an hour. Yeah, we're gonna call it a day in just a minute. Like
Our
we got,
November schedule is during decon.
I know.
I just
So
like
we're
I was looking at it before and I was like, ooh, the
yep, yep.
19th.
19th. That's might be a little rough. But either we do it at decon or we do it like after, or we just do a two show month. I kind of don't like that idea. But we got to do what like
I'll do a little
once.
poll on my Instagram. We'll see. We'll see what
Okay.
happens.
Because like yeah, once I think Tuesday rolls. Well, now that I'm not a slave to a 9 to 5 schedule, I can leave whenever the fuck I want. I have to see when my hotel reservation is, so I can just time up my departure then. Because yeah. But yeah, like I don't even know my route to California yet. Like I know
Oh boy.
the last time I did, I drove through Colorado and Utah. It was absolutely beautiful, but I missed all this shitty weather, and I would like I would like to have that happen again.
Yeah.
So I mean, like we already got our first snow a couple days ago here. So
Oh my God.
yep. I woke up and I so like I almost never look out the bedroom window when I get up. So I'm walking down the landing to let the dogs out, and there's a window there, and I look down and the vacant lot is fucking white. I'm like, oh no. Just like, crap. And like Alicia's sharing a picture of her cabin on in Wisconsin, and she's got snow there. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Wow. Not like I have to worry about commutes or like, yeah. So it's kind of like, well, it sucks, but it's the least amount of suck that it can be. So yeah. And I was like, well, I'm not going out today. Let's see what I
Yeah,
can do
no.
here. Like I would have had to go to work and then or go to the
Snow
school
in
and then like
October.
worry about like getting kids in fucking snow pants and shit. So I'm like, wow, I don't have to do that. That's cool. Like any of my former coworkers watching, I'm not rubbing it in, just making a hearty observation. So yeah. So there we go. All right, Nicole, tell these good people where they can find you. And yeah, and I will follow suit.
Here. Oh no, not here. This is the wrong place to be doing it like that. On Instagram, the.mad address.
That's awesome.
I think that's what I was trying to do for the intro, and I was like, exit.
I like it. You should do all the intros like that. All right. I am Rick Stroh on Instagram, RICSTROH. We're here for the good times. And oh, my headphones just told me they're gonna die. So thanks a bunch.
Already did.
The left one, the right one just did. All right. So thanks a bunch. We will see you in November. Ciao.